Trade negotiations of old were all about slashing tariffs, but what Brussels presented on Thursday was a plan to use trade as a tool to address some of the biggest challenges facing the world today: climate change, sustainability, forced labor practices, and a lack of fairness in globalization. But climate change is really at the core. Brussels wants all future trade deals to respect the 2015 Paris Agreement and says that it will seek commitments from G20 partners on climate neutrality targets. Now, how exactly these commitments will be enforced or what penalties there will be for breaking those commitments is still unknown. Studies into that link are expected to start this spring. But besides climate change, overhauling the World Trade Organization is the other top priority, something Brussels says it wants to work with the new Biden administration on. The first job is jump-starting the appellate bodies so international disputes can be settled. Also modernizing the WTO's rulebook to include digital trade. Now, for years, the WTO has made virtually no progress on major international trade agreements, but there's hope with the appointment of the trade body's first female director general that this will create momentum for change. Ultimately, though, this reboot is about Europe standing on its own 2 feet, not sandwiched between two other big economic powers, the U.S. and China.
The EU will be more assertive in pursuing our interests and protecting ourselves from unfair trade practices. Europe plays by the rules, but we also need to strengthen our own capacity to level the playing field and defend ourselves when our partners do not play by the rules.
China also plays prominently in this new commerce strategy. Brussels called its trade relationship with Beijing important and challenging and said building what it called a fairer economic partnership was a top priority. A data released earlier this week showed that China toppled the U.S. as Europe's biggest trade partner last year, and certainly a lot of the problems that Europe is trying to tackle, climate change, WTO reform, will need help from China to make it happen.